Ring a ding ding. It's the Manchester United agenda, everyone. And I finally got my access back. So that's why the show was scheduled with about 20 minutes to go and has a picture of a man on a crocodile flying through the air. Good. Right. I'm a very lucky boy tonight because I'm joined by Amonde, who gave us a concert before we started, and Dora. She's also here. So let's start with our guest, Dora. How are you? What's been going on?
I'm feeling great. I had a busy day, and you know what? It's always refreshing, and I always feel energized when I'm with you guys. So, yeah, my skin is dry. I put on a bit of my cream. I actually rewatched the show last night, and I was. Fascinated how my life is interesting, from your perspective, because I apparently live, on a farm, and I am a child of Indiana Jones, or I am Indiana Jones, reincarnated, as I would say. But yeah, all of that is true, guys. No, but seriously, all of that is true. There were more snakes and animals on that island than people. 2 people only live there, including me. So yeah, that's actually a true story.
Did it have running water?
No, 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 no. Rainwater. It was powered up as on rainwater. And there is a cistern, huge cistern, that actually goes around the Adriatic Sea, so throughout the whole coast of Croatia. And it's actually who are living on those islands that are kind of secluded and isolated. They actually provide them water every summer, few times during summer, because they don't have a running water. So yeah, that's really interesting, guys.
What were you doing on Snake Island?
I was actually on that Snake Island, as you call it. So there are it's like so you were on Hvar, island of Hvar, in city of Hvar, and near city of Hvar you have a lot of small islands which are called Pakleni Otoci, which is a rough translation to Hellish Islands. It's like a literal translation. It's called Hellish Islands, and there are a lot of it. And on one of those, so you also remember Carpe Diem Beach?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the nightclub.
Yes, of course. Across that club, there is an island, or part of the island, that is called Marinkovac, where I lived, and it actually isn't. It's actually inhabited by 2 people, which were the old owners of the restaurant I worked during. That was my summer job for 4 straight years. So actually, I actually lived more than a year there, if you combine all the summer months that I lived there. So you had 2 people actually living there. And there are, wild boars, a lot of snakes, a lot of mosquitoes, and actually, how do you say it? I think abandoned sheep that became wild sheep, because people would have sheep there on the island, and then they either died, or they just the sheep just escaped and they became wild sheep. The size of those. They are jumping, and they are jumping like kangaroos. I cannot, you know what? I will tell you after the stream. So it's literally a wild island, and you had, I think, 4 restaurants. 4 restaurants are only there, and tourists come from Hvar with the boat to relax. It's actually a really beautiful place. A really natural place, beautiful beach. So yeah, check it out if you're in Croatia or close to island of Hvar. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I spend my summers there during university, working there as my summer job, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And yes, it's essentially a snake island, because there are a lot of poisonous things there. So yeah.
All right. Well, before we get more Snake Island news, I'm just going to check in with the comments on Monday, and then we'll find out about your day. We got Matty Bassett, and he's saying good evening all, and we've got our new regular Simon Warner saying good evening, Simon. Guys. I hope your day has been good, and we hope your day has been good as well. And then it's Andrew. Is this week's dog Swansea Jack? Swansea Jack is on the list, Andrew, but tonight's dog is the dog that is the only dog to have beaten Megatron. That'll be the teaser for you.
Okay.
Did you? Okay, so we'll ask Dora about what she thought about the match afterwards. But thank you for reminding me, Simon. I am so done with United fans, but I will stick around. Good, Andrew, because to be honest, we've already talked about Snake Island. We've got dogs to get to later, and I'm sure we'll come up with like travel advice or something for you, or Greek mythology. Looking forward to another fun and educational stream, same as last night.
Oh God.
And we deserve better, saying what a beautiful panel from a beautiful man. We've got Bart, who's just popped in to say hello. Hello to you, Bart. And then we've got Andrew with a decent joke. Abandoned sheep in a field. In Wales, we call that a love commune. Because they sleep with sheep in Wales, Dora. That's the joke.
Yeah.
All right, Monday. What's your day been like? Are you all right? You in a good state of mind?
Yeah, I'm in a good state of mind, as always. I always am. If I am struggling, I get myself together. That's what I have to do. That's what being a man's all about. You have to get yourself together and don't make sure you don't fall down that treacherous, steep hill towards depression. Now, I'm good. I'm really good. If I'm struggling, I listen to music. I watch some sports. I chat to you, my friends here on the channel. You guys always cheer me up. And the people in the comments as well. I had a great day. I started work at 8. I finished at 8. I've done a 12-hour shift today. And sometimes you think, oh, God, this is tiring. But when you're busy, time goes really fast, doesn't it? And so I feel a bit energetic at the moment. So, yeah, let's see how the show goes. I just want to say, I know Dora was putting on some cream earlier. She got dry skin. My girlfriend's also got dry skin. She's got eczema.
Monday.
But she's absolutely cracking.
Yeah. I can feel them coming. Well, look, Andrew is saying that, wow, nice kit behind you on Monday. I originally thought that was going to be a football shirt, but it's before the show started, whilst Dora was creaming herself up, Monday was just having a little mix in the corner. It was a really weird start. Yes. Pepe Jaramillo. Oh,
wonderful.
All right. Let's see what we got for you tonight. All right. Old Trafford, some pictures, an attempt at analysis, chat about the starting 11, and a dog. All right. That's the show for you tonight. Don't set your expectations too high. But this is what I have for you. And first of all, this is just a quick story that it looks now that we're going to be expanding the Sir Bobby Charlton stand, which is left of the picture next to the railway track where my family used to have our season ticket until the end of the 90s. And this is the side where the TV cameras are and so on, with the dugout. And so you rarely see how smaller it is compared to the other stands off the telly. But it looks like, from reports coming out from Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail, who I think is quite reliable, that we're likely to try and boost Sir Bobby Charlton's stand to a similar height, similar capacity as the others. And I'd just like to know from chat and from the panel I have with me this evening, are you happy with this, or are you dead set on a new stadium? Dora, let's start with you. Have you been to Old Trafford, Dora?
Never, unfortunately, never. Not in or in England, or I have never been in England or at Old Trafford. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say something. So I had I applied to how do you say it? When a company is gifting something, how do you say it in English? Sorry, I'm dumb.
Scholarship, internship.
No, like a lottery thing, but they're giving you, for example, okay, buy this and you are in competition to have a
promotion,
a
competition, a promotion,
a competition of some kinds, right?
Yeah.
So they actually one company offered, I think there are sponsors, actually, the one that have I think they have mattresses, beds, pillows, and all kinds of stuff. I forgot the brand. You know what, guys? Sponsor us. I forgot the name of the brand. and you had to apply. I applied actually to that, so you get a trip to Old Trafford, to Manchester, and of course I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I found out today, a guy that actually made up a story that his girlfriend left him, and then their mattresses changed his life. He won a competition. He lied. He's a liar. So yeah, I needed to get that out of the way. But no, I have never been at Old Trafford. Bad time. Sorry for a long
we won't be able to do this, but I mean, like, we do have money in the bank at the United Agenda, and we don't spend it on anything. And I've often thought it would be quite good to have a competition to send someone to Old Trafford.
Yeah,
like,
that's actually really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah.
But all right, so Dora, having not been to Old Trafford, do you sort of think like, oh, I'm missing out if there's a new stadium and I can never tell anyone I went to Old Trafford? Or like, what are your thoughts as a foreign fan on our stadium?
Well, first of all, as any foreign fan, it would be a dream come true to go, right? I'm actually planning it. I'm saving money for it. One day I will go there, right? And of course, it's like a museum. How old is Old Trafford? More than 100 years old, or maybe a bit less, something like that.
I think it was built in 1910.
Oh, I mean, 110 years. It's that old. It's a museum. It's a national treasure. It's a home of so many great generations of not just footballers, but it's a staple of city of Manchester and England and United Kingdom and everything else, right? And of course, it's like a great thing. But if you're looking from the footballing perspective, right, I think I always remember, when Ronaldo came to the club and said, 20 years ago I was here and everything is the same, and the roof is leaking, and I think it's the neglection of Glazers and their poor ownership. But from the footballing point of view, I think it would be great for Manchester United to have a proper new stadium that will have better training institute. It would be a great stadium. It will have great facilities. It will be a great place for young footballers, the kids and the women's team and everyone else to have a proper experience and a place where they can develop their skills and in the best ways possible, right? At first I was a bit skeptical, especially since I was never at Old Trafford, but at the end of the day they won't destroy Old Trafford, right? It will probably stay for women's team maybe, or maybe youth team, or maybe they will turn it into like a museum or some huge big thing, right? And from emotional point of view, I'm glad that they are not changing the stadium, because I would love one day to go and watch the game, from the stands. But from the footballing perspective and kind of pragmatical thing, I think I would love for Manchester United to have a proper facilities and proper stadium. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. I have two perspectives. My heart is telling me one thing, my head the other, but I think the Ineos is seeing this and saying, you know what, I think this is much less money to spend with expansion of the stadium. So yeah, that's kind of my take.
All right, a bit non-committal, but before we get to Monday, I did ask the chat, and we need to hear more from Monday. But first of all, We Deserve Better saying we all need some IR from the sun. Which is that infrared? I'm not sure. I'll hold you in my heart, Monday, in the days to come, if I may. Which is a bit creepy, but very nice. And then Andrew is saying it's not capacity that is the issue, which I think is a fair point. Simon is saying that he just wants to get back-to-back victories at Old Trafford at the moment. That's where his priorities are. Andrew is saying it's antiquated, which is also true. We Deserve Better is basically saying the same things, that we need a complete overhaul. Matty is just wanting to have a little chat about De Zerbi, because I think they're getting absolutely smacked up by City tonight. I don't know what this is about from We Deserve Better, but he's in help. He needs help, Dora, and it's up to you to save him. And this is an interesting one. Do United have a big fan base in Croatia?
Yes. So I'm actually planning to apply to that. So there is a club, an official fan club, Manchester United Supporters Croatia, which is officially acknowledged by the club, and they are getting, tickets and with not free tickets, but discount tickets for the games, for some games, right? Not every single game, but
Ooh.
they have some kind of, how do you say it?
Priority allocation.
Probably something like that, right? They're giving them discounts.
Nice little earner, that, Dora. Get a couple of them tickets, flog them on Twitter. Easy money.
And of course, I have a connection with my cousin is actually really he knows a guy that is actually good with tickets for example, he's an AC Milan fan, and he goes to San Siro every single year for a few games. And he said to me, you know what, I know this guy, he can get you Manchester United tickets, so call me when you can. And so I'm actually having him in mind as well. But yeah, there is a huge fan base in Croatia. You would be surprised how many people actually are rooting for Manchester United.
Is Portsmouth big in Croatia?
Sorry?
Is Portsmouth big in Croatia? Like they would have had Niko Kranjčar, Prosinecki.
Yeah, Robert Prosinecki, Niko Kranjčar. Yeah, but no.
Okay, fair.
I think United and Liverpool are probably the biggest English clubs here. So
right. Simon is saying we need to repair the leaky roof at Old Trafford or supply umbrellas and rain macs to the fans. I can't think of anything more disgusting than seeing Avram Glazer and a Mac with an umbrella. Ugh. And Drogan, he loves Old Trafford and he would never leave. Build high, a man after my own heart. James says, no needs new Old Trafford. It's had its day. So I think he's saying that we need to move from Old Trafford there. And then Andrew is saying the UK, like many nations, are overly obsessive about the past. Let's make new legends. And Patrick, the scale of the Old Trafford refurb means the team would have to find a new home for 1 to 2 seasons, which means a potential loss of 2 to 3 million per game, as a temporary home would likely be a downgrade on capacity. Once again, Patrick, that is far too sensible a point for a show that is going to have a very large focus on a dog later. But that is a really, really good point. And I haven't seen anyone made that point before. So congratulations. We Deserve Better is up for starting a GoFundMe for Dora to go to Old Trafford, which I quite like the idea, actually, of bullying Dora into going to watch Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire. And Hydro's here. He's saying good evening. We've got Emma Kay saying, I'd say rebuild it now. But if they haven't ruled out a new stadium, then I wouldn't do it, as that would just waste money if they take it down. And you go there, Dora, and then you wake up missing a kidney.
Look, I'm first people are saying I'm a druggy mule. Now they're saying I'm a ticket, for football games.
You said both of those things, Dora. No one came and said beforehand, like, Dora, you're a drug mule. You said that you're a drug mule, and now you've told us you're connected to the Italian mafia. Like,
no,
this is all your own work.
I'm not part of Cosa Nostra. Okay, please don't contact me or something else. Don't listen to Bad Time.
Amondo, have you got any thoughts on just how mental Dora gets each week?
That's pure jokes, man. The comments are on it, believe me. The stadium, I think they've obviously discussed this over and over again, whether to move or whether to try and refurbish the stadium they've got now. They're making a decision. It seems like making a decision to change up the Bobby Charlton end and get that sorted and in line with the other stands, But I don't know enough about it. I'm not a season ticket holder. Someone like Stuart would be probably best to ask. There's so many sort of claims about the roof is leaking and rats and thing. When I have been there, last time I went there was a couple of seasons ago, and I just didn't like the area around Old Trafford. It's just a bit muggy. and you feel like when you're on your way up there, you're looking around like, watching your back, because it just feels rough. They need to make it more modern, a little bit like Wembley. They refurbished Wembley. They didn't move it. They just knocked it down. All the rubble they used, they built 3 big hills near me, Norfolk Hills, massive hills, put all the rubble in there. So now we've got these 3 massive hills, one along another on the A40 by the Target roundabout, if anyone knows where that is. And and they've refurbished the whole area. So Wembley's completely changed now. I've been going I've lived near Wembley all my life, and from the big, what do they call it? The Twin Towers.
Twin Towers.
Yeah, was it the Twin Towers they called it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the Twin Towers have been knocked down, and they started again, just like somewhere else. So I think it's just like I think the area has been rejuvenated. Mr. Bean lives around there. The walk Wembley Way. There used to be a market there. It used to be grubby. They've refreshed it. The stations improved. The whole area is much better. And just up the road, what people don't know, just up the road from Wembley is a rough estate. It's in Brent, so there's a rough estate just at the end of by the station, and everyone there's had new housing as well. The whole area has improved. You go down there now, and it just seems nice. They've got new box park facilities, and all this other Wembley arenas changed. So the whole area has been improved. So I think if they do the same with Old Trafford, refurbish the stadium, they better refurbish the whole area, the walkway, the surrounding area. There's a lot of warehouses and empty car lots and everything around there. They just need to invest in the area, and this is where the council and the government should come in and invest some money and give something back, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of job opportunities for people with that. So I don't mind the situation about staying at Old Trafford, just as long as they can fix it up and put it to the standard of other stadiums. I mean, it's going to be massive. Imagine going there. We used to, at the moment, 76 capacity or something like that. I think with this new stand, we could be 85 or 86,000,
90. I think.
But they're saying 90. See, it's amazing.
Yeah, they're saying 90 here.
And look at the area. I mean, look at the area around there. I mean, the train track and the wall. It's just a bit grubby. They just need to freshen it up and put a lot of money into it. If this is the cheaper option, if it's about finance, then I'm not too happy. But if it's about making the right decision for the benefit of the club and to benefit the area as well, then I'm sure they've looked at things that we don't even know about. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens next.
And it's a deeply personal one. This, I think Andrew said earlier, it's only the regulars that count on this one, and I do kind of agree that I think that the match-going fans are the people you should put front and centre here. And my big concern with the new stadium and the gentrification of the Old Trafford arena is that, or the Old Trafford area, sorry, is that I always think the club treats match-going fans poorly. They don't see us as family, and that they will be more excited about getting day trippers and people in to just bustle them through the megastore and things. And I really hope that the focus, as Sir Jim said when he took over, is on match-going fans from Manchester, which is what I think it should be. But as I say, it's a very personal issue, and you can all have different things. Someone timeout bar. What for this? I mean, Andrew, that's not even. He hasn't even started yet. All right. Burnley is at 3:00 on Saturday. All right. So I've put this up mainly for a Monday because we need to do a match reaction, and he needs to know what time it is.
I'm really sorry, but I've got a date Saturday. We're going to the South Bank, so I'm going to be out all day Saturday. I thought it was on a Sunday.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not going to be around.
Should we do one on Sunday then?
Yeah, that's we can do it on Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So rather than doing a solo 11, I've just got pictures of players, and I want you to tell me who you would play against Burnley. So here we have Amad Diallo with his Irish wristband on, and we have Anthony on the the other side. Amonde. Who are you picking and why?
Well, it looks like I'm going to pick Anthony because he's actually praising the Lord. I don't know what Amad is doing right there. He looks like he's going dickhead.
Is this Illuminati?
No, he's going. Yeah, well, he does that with his celebration. I know Amad does that with his stupid celebration, the one-eyed thing. But He's going, you got a big kid or something like that. Now, I'd play Ahmad for sure, 100%. And he's had a lot of opportunity. We haven't really got much to play for. It's an opportunity for players like Ahmad, who's come there. He's been on loan a couple of times, but he's still in and around there. He must have some talent. And we haven't seen it on the pitch. It's just behind the scenes on training pitches. You remember Bath time, Dora, that when we signed him, he didn't have much match time before we signed him. He's just been playing sort of behind the scene games with Atalanta. And they were just talking about how good he was, speculating how good he was. But we've never really seen him with a run of games. And I would love to see a run of games before we make a judgment on him. Because the reason why we haven't cast him out or made a clear judgment on him, because we haven't seen him enough, you know? He's seen the odd cameo where he scored against AC Milan, and when he's come on the other day and scored in the thriller in Manila in Old Trafford about with Liverpool, wasn't it? Yeah, he scored and took off his shirt, you know, and became a cult hero. So I would like to see Ahmad out the two. No disrespect to Anthony. I think Anthony is playing okay recently. He's shown a lot of character, a lot of steel with all the pelters he's been getting. Remember, he's had a rocky road at Old Trafford since he's been here because of all the things off the field. You know, there was a lot of.
So was Casemiro.
Well, allegations. There was. Oh, did Casemiro have allegations against him?
He loves Rocky Road.
Oh God! There you go. So yeah, for me, I don't know what you think, Dora, but I would, for the reasons about getting game time and getting to get a better judgment on him, because we come to the end of the season and we could actually say, all right, Ahmad is good enough, let's keep him. So Anthony, we know about, we had plenty of time to review him, but if we want to see more of Ahmad, so I'm pro Ahmad, let him go, set the man free, set the captive free, as Gregory Isaacs would say.
All right, well, we've got a couple of comments before we get to Dora. And Andrew is saying, like, why are we not resting players or trying new players out? The answer is that Heath is fearful of his job, so, like, every result has to count, which I'm going to infer means that he isn't expecting to see a huge amount of changes against Burnley.
Yeah, but sorry, let me stop. If the manager came out in a press conference and said, we're in the situation we're in, I'm going to play young players, give them an opportunity for the rest of the season to give them the experience, I'm sure everyone would understand if we lost games, if the manager came out and made that claim.
Maybe, but that wasn't my point, Amonde. I was just reading out a comment. So tweet Andrew or something and he'll get back to you.
That was directed at Andrew, just to respond.
Yeah. Ahmed, not good enough. Sell the lad this summer. By India not getting a game now is criminal. Hang on, let me move you to the top, Dora. Anthony, we deserve better. Would give one more season to. Simon is saying, I agree, Diallo would be the best bet. Anthony can come on in the second half. Bart's talking about the stadium, but he said something about United, so I thought I'd put it up, which is that the club shouldn't sell their soul. Hydro, Anthony is crap. And I'm just seeing if Andrew has responded, but he hasn't. Dora, just before we hear your answer, I actually have some stats on the last game from Anthony and Ahmad's performances. So who would you select for your, who would you choose?
I mean, based on these stats, Anthony obviously has better stats, so him. But I mean, look, Anthony had a chance this season. I think he isn't in form. He didn't provide what we expected of him. As Amondi mentioned, he had allegations, okay, but that doesn't. I mean, it kind of does, but after that, you should prove that, and should prove that you have, that you have that right wing spot, and that's yours, and you shouldn't let anyone, especially a player like Ahmad to take your spot. I feel like he underperformed massively, and you know what? At one point, and I'm still saying it, I feel that he's not built for this league, unfortunately for him and for us, because we paid massive amounts of money. I would give Ahmad a chance, but as we deserve better, I think, and I think we kind of, discussed it in earlier streams. he should probably leave this summer. He's been here since holidays. Ole signed him his second to last or his last season with Facundo Palistri. That weird summer where we signed with, in my opinion, very poor summer. And since then he barely got any chances. Is it because he's too small? Is it because the coaches and the managers that have been here and coached him since he came here feel that he doesn't have a pace, that he doesn't have the capacity to run back and forth, and or maybe help his fullback? I don't know. We don't know what is happening, but whenever I see him come from the bench and Ten Hag mostly puts him 15 minutes or 10 minutes before the end of the game, he's more direct than Anthony, and he doesn't constantly cut back to his left foot and try to shoot. And I feel that Anthony is a massive, he's massively at fault for that, and I think it's getting really old, because I feel that Anthony is not a really good dribbler, and he tries to catch the others, with his pace. And when the other team is, defending with everyone behind the ball, he simply cannot get past, his defender, which once again has been his dribbling is just poor. I will give Ahmad a chance, but I feel that after 3 managers since Ole left, or 2 managers if you discount Ole and say Ralph and Ten Hag, if they don't rate him, I think it's time to go for him to go. He's young. He will probably do better in some other leagues where the physicality and the pure pace is not an issue.
I tend to agree. I'm not being swept away like everyone else is with Ahmad. I think Anthony is actually a better player for the team than Ahmad is. It's just that they're both not particularly good is the issue. Amonde, have these stats changed anything for you?
I disagree. I think you did.
All right, tell me.
Ahmad can provide something different to Anthony. We know what Anthony does. We've seen him. But I think Ahmad, given the opportunity to play with his teammates, the game where his advantage is that he plays good football, he links up play, gets his head up, pops it into feet, give and go. Dora made a great point there, but for Anthony, he struggles when he's up against a low block and there's numbers, his crowded areas. He seems to struggle. But I think Ahmad is the sort of guy who will give and go and make that movement and drag people out of position. So I think Ahmad, given this, I'm saying he deserves a 3-4 game run to really show and highlight his skills and showcase his skills. And that's some part of that skill is something that we really need is a ball playing wide man, which I think that's exactly what he is. He's very technically good, knows how to protect the ball as well. I've seen him. He's very short and wiry, but he's strong. He can put his body in the way, shield the ball, protect it really well, give and go. And I think that's his sort of game. And I like that. I like that sort of football. So I want to see more of that. But he needs to be familiar with his teammates. And you can't just play a guy once, bring him on as a sub, and expect people to sort of be on the same page as him. Give him 3 or 4 games and get the players having trust with him. Then we'll see the real Ahmad shine. This young man just needs to explode. Every time, I think the good thing about him, Bath time, the game against AC Milan, he came on. It was a big game, AC Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Euros, the Europa League a couple of years ago, came on and scored instantly, made an impact. He came on, he scored the goal the other day against Liverpool. He made an impact. This suggests to me he's got something about him. So give him a run of games, and we might see a bit more. And then you might get these bit of data you've got from the last game, tear it up, and throw it in the bin.
I'd love to, Amonde. The thing is, right, is I agree with you completely that I think that Ahmad should start pretty much every game now until the FA Cup final, and we have a good look at him and see what he's like. Because as you know, I'm very biased towards players, and I always think it's a little bit unfair if you have your manager's favourite who's paid an enormous amount of money for, and you're up against your manager's favourite. Every time you go on, you've got to do something special, or you've got to lay a marker down. And that's fine when you're an experienced pro. Like if you're over 24 or 25, then that's the pressure you need to live with. But for a young lad who he doesn't know Kobe Mainu. He doesn't know, he's been shipped off to Sunderland and Rangers and things. He hasn't spent a huge amount of time at the club to build those relationships. I think it's a lot of pressure on him. And my only worry is that no one's really fancied him except for at Sunderland as a player. So let's give him the chance. And if he doesn't perform in those 4 or 5 games, I think for him, for his sake and for our sake, we just take the hit. We move him on and we get someone else in and we try and handle them a little bit better. You don't like this, do you?
No, I'm nodding. I was nodding all the way through. I totally agree with you. But I think the reason why, as Dora, don't you agree? When you hear the press conference, the manager's always saying, every game at Man United, we have to win every game. So, Dora, you're the manager and you're under pressure. You look around, you think, boy, there's a pecking order here for this position. Ahmad, I'm sorry. It's like the Donny van der Beek situation. I'm sorry. I know I can drop you and there's not going to be many complaints. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like that.
I mean, yeah, it kind of feels like it. And, we saw that a lot, especially since, remember when before Ole got sacked, despite the poor performances by some of the players like Maguire, like, the front three, or, it was, everyone was throwing, some of the players were throwing stinkers every single week, and they, let him down, in my opinion. He insisted on picking them. I mean, I remember Harry Maguire having 5 games in a row where he made massive mistakes. I mean, Watford, Leicester, City, Liverpool, like he had awful season and he should have been dropped that season immediately after that first mistake. But Ole insisted on, playing him, not just him, the likes of, Rashford, even Bruno was in a poor form. He wasn't willing to drop those guys who are his favorites, who are his, staples, and he felt that they were his leaders, that he should play every single week, because if he gets them out of the team, he felt like, oh my God, this team is going to be even more unbalanced. I feel that Ten Hag is as well, going through motions and saying, oh, I need to do this, I need to play Anthony every single week. But in Anthony's, how do you say it? In Anthony's case, he's been just poor. Like, I know people, I saw a lot of streams, in the last few weeks where, whenever he plays, people are saying, oh, he's going into good spaces, he is going into, he's running into good spaces, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. He has a good movement, but what does he do with the ball? What is he doing with the ball? Like he's throwing it in the well every single time. Not every single time, but in most cases, and it's getting frustrating. I don't care if the player is having the best moment in the world. If he doesn't know how to handle the ball, or he doesn't know how to, or how do you say it, read the timing where he, sends that ball to the player. What is what is what is worth for? That isn't worth at all, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Great,
but
that's what.
Dora, you understand why the manager would say there's a pecking order here. Sorry, not using chicken.
Yeah.
But
No.
there is a pecking order where if he's looking around and I need results, why? And I know that Ahmad won't run his mouth if I drop him. I might as well just go with Anthony, because if I play Ahmad instead of Anthony mid-season, Anthony will run his mouth or do something stupid and put more pressure on me. I think he just taken it. He just take that.
Look,
Ahmad is a young player. And he's not going to kick off so much because he's quite mature, as in professional. He's not going to kick off. You don't really see him. There was an incident, wasn't it? Ahmad do something where he's
on Instagram.
He liked the tweet.
Yeah, that's minor.
Yeah.
It was kind of minor. So I think that's the reason why he doesn't get many games. But I think
I'd be amazed if that's true.
I think in training,
I'd be stunned if that is true.
I mean, look. I'm against the the kind of player power that is happening in United, especially in the last 10 years, right? And no one, the new managers post for it don't have the authority, or even when they have it in the beginning, they kind of lose it after a few seasons with us. But I feel that performances should count for something. If Anthony isn't working and look, for 90 million euros or whatever or pounds or whatever, type of money was it, you need to perform. I need every single month at least 4 assists from you, or at least 4 assists, 2 goals, or 6, or or 5 goal participations, because this is not going to like. And then he looks at him, and he continues to to play him, and he puts in a kid who provides something different. Not necessarily He's not necessarily better than him, but he provides something different that is suitable for the team, because he is scoring goals from the bench, or he is more direct, and he is how do you say it, involving teammates better. Because in my opinion, Ahmad, he is more direct, and he is, in some cases, especially with the way Ten Hag set up this team, he suits better than Anthony at this moment in time. When we are trying to be a transitional team, Anthony is obviously faster and he's a bit better. But when we are playing against the teams that are sitting back non-stop, Ahmad is better because he's involving more of his teammates. And why is he insisting? Oh, I don't care if he's his boy from Ajax. It doesn't matter. The performances and the the way he fits in the team should matter more. But I understand I kind of understand why is he he's under pressure and he's falling back to his favorites. I totally get it, but I don't agree with it, in all honesty.
All right, well, we're going to look at some comments now, as we're not really going to get anywhere, are we? Just sort of arguing the same point.
Stalemate.
Yeah, it's a stalemate. I think it's a really interesting one, though. What I would say to you, Dora, is think of why Diallo might not be played and Anthony might be played in these cases. Like, try and put yourself in Ten Hag's mind and do it off football reasons, not off Mondays. He's a whinger stuff. Right, Bart is saying 45 million for Ahmad overall. If United can get 20% of that sum in the summer, then sell. Oh, would we get a fifth of that? I don't know. Right, Simon Warner is, I think we're all in agreement on this. Ahmad play the remaining games. Emma is saying that Diallo's problem could simply be that he's a slow developer and the coaches can see the potential in him. Ahmed may even get back on the score sheet during our last games, keep him fit. We don't want any more injuries after the season. Yep, keep rotating. That would be nice. I think Ahmed in a settled team would be an asset. He won't settle till 25, 26. He's come to us at the wrong time, unfortunately. Simon says, put Ahmed out on loan. I think he's had enough loans. I think now, a bit like Palestri, it's either keep or sell. Do you remember under Fergie, a player would have 1 or 2 bad games and we'd never see them again? The standards have dropped so much. And Emma is saying also could be that the manager knows what they get with a certain player opposed to the other, which I think is also an excellent point, is that Anthony is consistently bollocks, but he's consistent in his defensive work and he's consistent in his position.
Yeah, agreed.
Andrew is just saying the manager is a coward. He knows he can get away with dropping. So he's actually agreeing with Amonde here, but I imagine Amonde won't be happy to see Heath called a coward. Right. Anyway, I want to move on to quickly. Is there any chance Ethan could start over Rasmus Amonde?
Look, in an ideal world, I would say you've got to have 2 positions for 2 players for each position. Yeah. At the moment, Haaland is on his own, guaranteed starter, that he's still a developing player. I think this young man, Wheatley, he's done so good this season. I've been watching a lot of under-18s football. He's been magnificent. And then we saw a little cameo when he came on the other day, and I was really pleased that he sort of stood out. A lot of people are talking about him. A lot of people talk about it. Look at that. And it's not just that, it's the physicality. He's a growing young man. He's going to be a big boy. And I think he deserves an opportunity. Whether it's a starting thing, I don't think that would happen. I think it's more likely to him to come off the bench because we know we need to manage Haaland for the FA Cup final, for example. So what I'd like to see over the next coming games, knowing that we're looking forward to for the Wembley, start bringing these guys in to give them good experience now. So they're not getting sort of pre-season games, the odd cameo there, where it means nothing. Give them competitive football now. Bring them on 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and let them play, especially at Old Trafford, where they're going to get that love. And do
you not think Burnley at home might be a good game for him to start, though?
Yes, officially I would, but I don't think the manager would.
Okay, yeah, no, but I'm asking you.
Yeah, personally, I would. I think you could. I think in a game like this, in the Premiership, when there's not much to play for, they're Burnley will be for hustling. Obviously, they're only 3 points off out of relegation. But I do think with a side like ours, knowing that we're managing our players for the end of the season, and the manager should come out and say, "Look, this game, I'm looking to play a few. You have to do a few surprises. We have to rotate because we're thinking about the FA Cup final." And that way he can bring in the youngsters and boost himself up. Say, yeah, I'm the guy who brings in young players. I've done it with Garnacho. I've done it with Kobe. And people will get behind that. So if Wheatley does start, then you've got backup for what you're saying. And if he doesn't do too well or the result doesn't go our way, then you can say, look, I'm trying to play youngsters here. I'm trying to develop. You think long term. And people will be on board with that. They like the idea of that. But you've got to say it. So for me, Wheatley should start, but I don't think he will. He's a young guy. I think sort of, with the Makeda effect, people do their dating. They won't know much about him. Clearly they will, because they will know a lot, but not enough. And he could cause a surprise. I bet he's got a little trick or a drop of the shoulder or a push and go sort of thing that some defenders aren't ready for. So he could have a bit of impact as a striker as well. So I would like to see him start, but I don't think he will. But what I would like to say is a lot of you can play 3 or 4 youngsters in the first team, and they can just about get away with it. Any more than that, no. So Wheatley, but I think Kobe and Garnacho are guaranteed. They're not youths anymore. They're first teamers.
Yeah.
So beyond them, you can play Wheatley and 1 or 2 other guys if you're prepared to do that. They're like the left back. Bring him in, for example. 2 players into a first team with first team established players. You can get away with it, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you have to look at now is that like Wheatley is second choice central striker. Like Martial has gone. We're not going to be playing McTominay there. I don't know if we would go back to Bruno as a sort of like a false 9. I think that because we've seen 10 minutes of Wheatley now in a Premier League match, he is. God, that's a loud keyboard.
Yeah, sorry, I'm muting myself. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I think that Wheatley is there. My suspicion, Amonde, is similar to you. I think Rasmus will start, and I think Wheatley will probably get on about the 75th minute. He played 9 or 10 minutes the other day, and I'm not sure if Ten Hag knew that there was going to be 9-10 minutes of extra time or whatever it was. So that might have been a little bit too much. But he's made his debut, and I'd expect that if things are going well, he'll get brought on. But I would be pretty stunned if he started with Rasmus being fit. And because Dora's muted, I'll have a quick look at the comments. We've got Hydro saying that he's been watching the under-18s and he's on another level. Give him a go in the first team. Simon is saying that Højlund needs to put his scoring boots back on. Wheatley could come on the last 10 to 15 minutes, which is a good point because Højlund has finally scored again. So it would be a bit harsh to take him out of the team for an 18-year-old. Now, We Deserve Better hates Greenwood, but he said that Wheatley isn't as prolific as Greenwood was. I don't know about those stats.
It contributes a lot to the game. So honestly, you watch the games properly. They beat Liverpool 9-1. He was mullering these guys, mauling them, and just completely bossing them like boys to men. He contributes a lot to that team as a central striker.
Was Dan's playing in that game? The Liverpool kid that started in the came on the Carabao Cup. Did they have any of them boys in?
No, I didn't see Dan's. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Emma Kay is saying how tall is he? He looks massive. He is massive, but I believe, Emma, he's 6'2", but he's got such a long body. His torso is enormous. I'm really excited to see what his hold-up play is like. Because if it's of the level of, say, Louis Saha, who was tremendously underrated for taking the ball under pressure, he'll be an absolutely brilliant outlet for our team, and really excited about that. Hydro is saying he was class in the cup final, and Emma is saying, I personally wouldn't start him. He's just made his debut. And I think, bit boring from Emma, but extremely sensible, and you have to kind of think that that's true, isn't it? That I would love to start him because I don't think Rasmus deserves to be in the team. And I think that if you want to be better at football, you need to have a little bit of fear that the person you're competing with is at your level or maybe a bit beyond, and you need to push yourself to go beyond. And I sometimes wonder if Rasmus, with these terrible runs he makes, and always looking for tap-ins, if Wheatley can go and score a header, like a towering header at the back post or something, I think Rasmus will understand that he has to improve. Dora, tell me about Wheatley and Rasmus and what your thoughts are.
Well, to be quite honest with you, so I actually watched the. I played Witcher 3, and I was having this game in the background, but I watched most of the game, and I saw how I think Højlund, besides that goal, he had a poor game. He had a really poor game, in my opinion. I thought that him and Garnacho should have scored in that first half. Since that injury that he suffered after that streak of 6 goals in a row, he's been really poor. I don't know what is happening with him. Is it just him or is it the team? Because we kind of stopped performing. I don't know. It felt like him and Garnacho and, that whole front three were, getting into each other's spaces, I would say, few times, where there was a chance to score, him and Garnacho got entangled almost. And I felt that they're just really clumsy from not just him, but, from that whole, attack. They're just going into each other's spaces all the time, and it's frustrating. I don't know, maybe something happened from the beginning of the season, because I feel that Rasmus had a bit better movement at the beginning when he started. Not necessarily, absolutely insane, but, when he came in, you could see, oh my God, he's a, number 9. We have a number 9. And I don't know, the more of this, as the season progressed, he kind of stopped doing that.
Do you think it might be a case of like taking a step back to go forward, and he's like he's trying to learn this system, and like
maybe for example, last night Bruno was leading the show. Maybe he wanted Bruno to dictate everything, and you know what, Bruno had a good game in my opinion last night, and he was my man of the match. So I can kind of understand it, right? He is still young, he's still learning. Maybe he feels that the team performs better when he's letting the others do. But I just need the number 9 that is more assertive and more confident, and the movement will get better in my opinion. But I just feel that since the injury, it's been when Whitley or whatever his name is came on, he had some good runs. You could see that he is a youngster. You could feel that he's still raw, but he had some good runs. In my opinion, he had really good, better runs than Rasmus, unfortunately, at times.
I agree, to be honest.
Yeah,
I felt he moved with determination into the right areas.
Exactly. He was more, I don't know, how do you say it? I felt that he was more direct. Yes.
He looked more venomous. Like he looked like he carried more danger to him. And also, I know that this is a bit unfair because you're talking about the last 10 minutes of a game where a relegation team are absolutely knackered. His pressing work is far, far better than Højlund's. Everything, the body shape, the distances, like when I look at Højlund at the moment, and I'm interested what Amonde thinks about this as well, Dora, is that Højlund looks like a player that has been coached poorly to me. That he's sort of, I don't know what it is, but he's going backwards, and he always seems to sort of doubt what he's doing and relies on easy. He's trying to make everything too easy for himself with the runs he makes, the way he tries to hold the ball up. He's not playing like a he's not playing like a Man United player at the moment.
Yeah, can I just say I totally agree. I was having a discussion with a good friend of mine yesterday on football, and this guy's played at good level, high level, and we were talking about certain things and instinct. Because we used to play together, and we're saying, I used to do things on the pitch what was just instinct. Like I don't know how. Don't ask me how. I just knew it was the right thing to do. The right thing. But if you're coached too much and you're thinking too much, this is what the problem with Haaland at the moment. I think he's thinking, right, I've got to do A, B, and C. People are watching. The big stage is on. TV cameras. Everything's on me. And when am I going to do a Cruyff turn? Or when am I going to fake and do what I did? What got me a trial at this club? Watching me on my amateur team or whatever. Because I was free to do what I wanted to do. But the overcoaching term, I don't think it's really important that you bring it up bath time, because you see, this is exactly what I'm seeing with this young man. I just think he needs to. While Dora was talking earlier, I was thinking, if I was actually thinking this. I was thinking, if I was Haaland, I think slow up, relax. Don't you're trying too hard. You're burning your energy out. That Dennis Bergkamp used to say, I wouldn't waste my energy with certain things. I'd use my energy at the right times to strike. And I was thinking, if Haaland was playing against us for, say, Copenhagen, well, that we saw him, and these players are on it, we might think, oh, he looks fantastic. He's explosive. He's all the positive things that we think Haaland should be, because he would. He's playing. There's less pressure. He's free to do.
Right, Monday. I agree. I really agree with this point. But what I'm interested in is, where should this instruction to him come from? Should this be from senior players, the manager himself?
No, not even a manager. He should have someone around him, like an agent or a mentor. This is what a lot of footballers lack. They should have someone around them, an agent, a mentor, or someone to do with kind of like emotional well-being and health. Because I'm sure he comes away from it and he's having physical problems or through stress. Stress causes so much disease. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the word. It's true. This is what disease is. It's to do with stress. So disease causes disease, stress. So all these injuries.
I'm terrified of the day you find out where testimony comes from.
Let's not go there. What's the homology? What use of words? What do you use? When do you use words?
Entomology.
Entomology. Yeah. So I think if he should have someone, not at the club, but someone who's close to him, like a mentor, who's brought him up through the ranks, to talk to him, to advise him, to take the stress away from him, to ask him, what are you doing this for? You know, because all this worry, all this professionalism, having to suddenly go from Atalanta with less pressure to Man United, big stage, and thinking he's just got to be, transfer everything that he's learned over to Man United and listen to the coach. Yeah, I bet he's like, yeah. Listen to instructions in the meeting rooms. Yeah, like that. Take it all in, and then go to training and right. Relax. Settle down with teammates, enjoy, get to know them, go out on team building days, speak to your mentor, loosen up a bit, get more settled in the area, enjoy your football, realize I don't need to do that run. I need to just try a little something here. He's like I say, when I'm watching him play, he's too forced, too pressured. So it's not someone at the club, it's not the manager. He should just be
not even Bruno,
who's a good mentor in.
Not Bruno, the club captain or senior pro.
It's got to be someone away from the club, away from those pressures, and say to him, sit him down, take him out to Nando's or to Costa Coffee or something.
Solo.
Oh god, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, him and Solo. You know what I'm saying though? I think I'm right. He needs someone like that to take him away and ask him, what's the purpose? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Just relax, enjoy. You're going to look back in years' time. I tried too hard. Relax, enjoy it. Let things come to you with ease, And you're a good player. You got to this level for a reason, but you're not showing it right now. Take a step back and start again, and just chill. Maybe I should talk to him.
Well, look, we're going to talk to the comments, and then it's time for important dogs of history.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Okay. So, I mean, Andrew is saying that Højlund was awful yesterday, 3 out of 10. I kind of agree, to be honest. But Emma is saying, Wheatley, he needs to tone down his body language towards the ref. Going to get stupid yellows for that in the Premier League, even though I totally act the same. I didn't notice any of that. And I mean, I still think it was pretty cool that Ahmad got sent off, scored a goal, and just walked down the tunnel. But is this, Emma? Have you seen in the under-18s that he's petulant and things? 'Cause I personally didn't notice it. James is saying, Rasmus, hope it works out for him, but at the moment, I think not.
Big up James, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we all want it to work out for Højlund, and he needs to be given time, but you also kind of have to think, at what point do we think he doesn't have, the time, and what would that be? Something entertaining you on Monday.
I've just read Andrew's comments. It's so funny.
All right. Don't encourage him.
It's funny.
We deserve better is essentially saying that when your teammates are not finding you, stop running into spaces. These divas are trying to break him. He needs to toughen up. I'm not so sure about that. We deserve better. Sometimes, like in a football match, you run knowing you're not going to get the ball, and you're doing it for other reasons and things. I do agree about he needs to sort of man up a little bit, to be honest. We got Mr. POTUS. He's saying Mine and Garnacho will leave soon. So sick of these players letting our leads go down to poor mistakes. So he's saying we need to wise up or we're going to lose like some of our great talent. And Simon Warner is saying it did take a while for Højlund started going on scoring run. But I think come next season, you'll see a different Højlund. Haaland has been like that too. He went through a barren patch. If you're talking about last year, I think Højlund, he scored 50 goals. So that wasn't a very big barren patch. And unfortunately, Garnacho has been linked with Madrid and Mainu with Bayern. Andrew is just off on one. I think he's had a little bit of wine. And then Mr. POTUS is saying, Yabba, are you a DJ? I see some vinyl in the back. Big up, fella.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
James is saying, surely a good coach would see this, referring to what Amonde was saying. And Emma is saying, look, he could be trying too hard because we are actual shit. Not metaphorical, literal shit. Dora.
I just feel that he is. I don't doubt his passion. I don't doubt his will to play and succeed at this club because he obviously, he came here and, in my opinion, he did all the right moves when it comes to media and all that. Even when Atalanta, have beaten, Liverpool, he posted, my boys and whatever. He is doing everything right when it comes to that. I just feel that he's maybe it's too. I'm not saying this is harsh. I'm not dissing you for this. I just cannot find a different word. That maybe his mild-mannered or soft personality kind of gets in the background, with Anthony and Garnacho and Bruno in that front three. I mean, even yesterday, right? Not just yesterday, but days before, he gets the ball and then he's just too unselfish. And, as you said, Pat, time he's trying, tap-ins. He's not trying to shoot. I mean, I believe that he has a really good left foot. But
you're right. You need personality to be a Manchester United forward.
Exactly. And I think he will fix up. Look, this is his first season. I think next season he will be better. But I just feel that this is his learning curve. And, he needs to realize that, Garnacho is trying to, he has a bigger personality and all that. You know what? I won't let you. You know what?
Oh.
I won't let you. I will be a bigger personality because I'm like that. I feel if I'm a professional footballer, I would be Gennaro Gattuso. I believe I would be Gennaro Gattuso. Maybe not, killing everyone and, how do you say it? breaking legs, but, I would yep to the players, my teammates and refs. But yeah, you need to have a good personality.
All right. Well, I've got Rich in the house saying, no dogs. Did I miss it? Don't worry, Rich. It'll be here in a minute. And Emma is correct. We're just going to finish off these comments. Emma is talking about Wheatley, which I asked you about earlier. So, no, he's not petulant. I just saw his body language and his face. Thought he looked wrong. And we've got Mr. POTUS saying he agrees with you, Amonde. He's trying too hard, running so much. I think he needs to sit in the pocket and get the ball more, which is an interesting comment because in extra time against Coventry City, that's exactly what he did. He played at number 10 instead of striker, and it allowed him to turn on the ball more because he wasn't, having that terrible hold-up play. And Tyrone Williams, Andrew's brother, late again. Tyrone, absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. Look who else is late. It's bloody DK Wilson, all the way from Latesville, USA. And Simon Warner is heading off now. It's always good to see you, Simon, and I hope you have a good day as well. But now, what time is it?
Woof woof.
It's dog time.
It's dog
Let
time.
me at him. Let me at him. Let me at him. Scrap.
All right. Are you excited for this one?
Biscuit. Let's go.
All right. Now, to warn you, it starts off sad and gets good. All right.
Okay.
This is the dog that defeated Megatron, Optimus Dog. Okay. I think it's I think she's a Staffordshire pit bull, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you a bit of insight into this dog. Her name is Freya, and Freya was diagnosed with epilepsy as a puppy and spent all her life, 6 years, at Freshfields Animal Rescue.
Oh.
Freya was featured in newspapers as being the world's loneliest dog because over 18,000 people saw her and turned her down. But I'm going to tell you now, good dogs never give up.
Hoylund, take notes.
All right. Do any of you know who the man on the right is?
He looks like a
Norwegian. He looks Norwegian or Scandinavian.
No.
Yeah, he looks like he's from North.
All right. That is Michael Bay, who is a film director.
My God. Okay.
Who directed Bad Boys. So he knows a good boy when he sees them, and Freya's a good dog. So that's Michael Bay. He did The Rock. He did Transformers. He did lots of different things. Now, Michael Bay also owns Staffordshire Pit Bulls, and he saw this story about the loneliest dog in the world, and he was not happy with this. So he decided to cast her in Transformers 5, much to Megatron's just terrified. Look at him. He can't believe it. It's good. It's coming. And this is Freya standing next to Sir Anthony Hopkins in a picture that I've taken from Transformers 5. And the two of them stopped Megatron, I believe. I haven't seen the film, to be honest.
Wait, stop. Sorry to interrupt you. Anthony Hopkins was in Transformers 5.
Yeah, that's him there. That's called
God.
smart. That's smart agricultural. The look that he's got on there, Laura. You should recognise it. But so this dog with epilepsy was cast in Transformers 5, and you might be thinking, well, like this is great, Michael Bay. But what, like, you're a megastar, you're incredibly rich. Why didn't you adopt Freya? Like, why are you doing this advert? Well, it turns out that before filming, Ray Collins and his wife Jackie had also seen the newspaper article, and as they had experience with dogs in epilepsy, they adopted Freya, and she lives with them to this day and is described as being a very spoiled and loving little dog. Oh. And here they are, all of them together at the premiere of Transformers, in the film where the dog joined the Transformers and once again is another very, very good dog and an important dog in history, Freya.
So I take it Freya wasn't able to watch the movie due to the epilepsy, with all the sort of flashing lights and things.
Why do you always bring down important dogs in history with stuff like this at the end? You said about Major that, like, you started going on about Rockefeller and things. This is a nice story about, this was the world's loneliest dog on Monday. 18,000 people.
That got me. It really did. I hate to see that. I see when dogs are abandoned and sitting there. They're longing to be loved. Dogs want to be loved. They want to have owners. So I agree, happy ending, goes up into the sunset with the new owner and Mr. Bay thing. But I still don't understand. I don't know whether you two can just explain to me what part did he play in the movie? I don't get it. His name, Freya, was what? No, I don't get it.
This is Freya in the film with Anthony Hopkins. This was
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins' dog in the film. So he's one of the main characters, and he has a dog, which is Freya. And so in every scene with Anthony Hopkins, he's just walking her about on a lead.
Okay.
May I just say, can you bring back the picture to the photo of Michael Bay with Freya and that last, not that one, the last one. I mean, it's interesting because Michael Bay doesn't miss product placement in his movies, and of course, in the premiere of his film, you see McDonald's, you see a bar one, you see another store. That guy is all about product placements, even on his film premieres. So, yeah,
You
if
two
you guys know, you
are
know.
horrible. You two are
I needed to
horrible.
comment. Look, if you watch his movies, I remember
This isn't product placement. This is them taking a photo of a dog.
I just wanted to make a joke. Okay, don't rain on my parade.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're all being you're not appreciating the beauty of this, which is that it starts off with a dog that 18,000 people saw and turned down. It finishes with a dog in a loving home that millions of people have seen in some crap like science fiction series. I think it's a wonderful story, and
it is. I'm not disputing it. I just wanted to make a joke about product placement in Michael Bay movies, but of course you ruined it.
Yeah, I did.
You know, it's what something here. Like obviously, we know people who have dogs recognize this, but Andrew's saying dogs for sure are the gods of this earth, and if you spell dogs backwards,
it's God.
Yes, there you go.
Well, what I knew that I absolutely knew that this was going to happen, that because Michael Bay was mentioned in this, everyone was just going to talk about what a rubbish film director he is. But he's I don't know if he's done anything wrong, but I think that this is wonderful what he did, and I really enjoyed The Rock. I'm a bit disappointed that people aren't more into Freya. And
I love Freya. I think it's beautiful.
You.
Look
at her. What a lovely dog.
Fortunately, I had only one dog in my life, and that's the one that is sitting on my bed.
Hello.
Unfortunately, we didn't have problems with him. I mean, I can't even imagine, how
What's
the owners are. Marley. Which is, by the way,
it's not from the film, is it?
No. No. We were very creative. He's a smaller dog. He's like a Parson Russell Terrier, a bit bigger than Jack Russell. And, he was small, and, we literally call him Little One. That's Mali in Croatian or in English. So, his name is Little One, or Mali in Croatian. So, we were very creative. But, I mean, I can't even imagine how dog owners that are, dealing with dogs that, the 6 dogs that, they need to, dedicate themselves to do their pets, and they have to spend a lot of money on vets, on medicine, and kudos to those people. I can't imagine. I mean, my dog he's 12 years old. He has problems with his teeth and all that, and I'm already kind of worried about him, and I'm a bit struggling. I can't even imagine if he was really, really sick. So kudos to you guys who are taking care of your sick pets.
Big up to Marley. There's obviously I've got 3 dogs, and I just love them to bits. Sometimes I'm at work and I take a half day because I'm missing them, just to come home and spend time with them. It's just wonderful animals, as they're saying. Absolutely, I've learned so much from dogs to be a better person myself. And the saddest thing happened the other day, because I go to the same park and there's usually the same old people there with dogs. It's just like everyone congregates there. So there's a little cafe and everything. There's an old woman called Viv, and she's a beautiful woman. She's 88, but she looks really healthy. And her dog Billy passed away the other day, and she's devastated. And it's just changed her whole, well-being. Her world is really bad. So I saw her the other day, and we got her a card and everything, but she's absolutely in a state. And I saw her, she came to the park. She still comes to the park on her own, but she's not the same. She said, I wish I could go with him. That's how devastated she is. He was such a lovely dog, so just shows you. So this dog feature, I love it. I would prefer it to be football related, but I don't know if Frida Frey or whatever.
I can't make that. I've looked for football related dogs. I'm all out. We're like on Russian cosmonaut dogs next week.
Well, we will make a bird feature as well. I will send you a photo of my parrot and my other chickens. So
good.
So yeah,
That went down well.
And people in chat, if you've got a pet that you are rightly proud of and you want them featured, I'm absolutely delighted to spend all day looking at pictures of dogs and cats and cows and sheep and whatever. Like, send them in. It would be fantastic. But I think we're probably gonna.
Big up Tyron Williams saying my first German Shepherd passing away. He was 20 years old. 20 years old. I thought
older than Kobe.
My Yorkies usually last to they're 15. I know small dogs last, like Dora's dog's 12 and going strong. So 20 is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Big up Tyrone. Sorry, I have to read this because I love dogs. I have a rescue dog since age 1. She celebrated her 14th birthday on the 9th of April. She has more wisdom in one eye than I have in my own person. We deserve better. Love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? All right. Well, I hope on a happy note, instead of talking about Man United, just talking about how great dogs we are, that we'll finish the show up now, and we will see you tomorrow with me, Amonde, and Stefan. And there won't be a watch along on Saturday. There won't be a match reaction, but I will give you a pet reaction if you send me pictures of your pet. So thank you so much to everyone that's joined us. And it's a good night from me.
It's a good night from me.
Laku noć svima, uživajte.
For God's sake.